So I recently did like a collab for this like Japanese channel, where it's like they were interviewing me in Japanese, and I went to this like studio to go do it, and it was run by like Tokyo Television or whatever. So it was like a proper production thing, everything. It was really cool. But like I walk into the studio and I can see the set, and it's like a long kind of like semicircle table with 3 seats, and I'm in the middle. But there's the huge fucking plastic divider there, right? Like that's on TV a lot. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, well, it's Japanese TV, so it's whatever. The problem was, for one, no one in this room is wearing a mask. And second of all, I walk in and I get introduced to the host and the co-host, and I just like straight up shake hands with them. None of us are wearing a mask. And I'm like, so if I can come this close to someone without a mask and touch them, and then immediately sit down and I'm protected by these barriers. I'm like, I think we're getting things the other way around. Like,
well, I think the way that in terms of the way that the thought process is behind that is that, because like, you know, there's still acting shows going on, right? There's still dramas.
Yeah.
And they're not wearing masks, so they don't have these plastic dividers. Yeah. Right? They're acting as if like it's in like a different world.
Yeah.
I think the reason why reality shows and current TV shows in Japan that are very like all based on like real things or reality, I think it's just kind of way of messaging being like, hey, we are still taking this seriously.
Yeah.
But it's like in a pseudo way, because obviously like dramas and stuff aren't held to that same standard just because they're like, I think it's because you don't view it as something that's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's weird because obviously it's real and these actors are interacting. Yeah. So it's obviously like people don't actually care about the precautions. It's like they just want to make them, they want to think that it's being considered. Because like being next to someone with a plastic divider here in the same room, it doesn't do anything.
No.
It's just all for show. Right?
The
like,
virus isn't going to be like, oh fuck, I can't get past that.
What are you trying to show? You're trying to show that you're trying to take COVID like seriously, or you're taking precautions. It's like, well, you're not really. You're kind of half-arsing.
Yeah, if you were actually taking precautions to stop it, then you wouldn't do the show to begin with.
Yeah, you're trying to signal that you are still considering it, which is weird.
But at that point, it's just like, you know, like an empty attempt. You know, it's just like, we're definitely making sure no one's getting sick by putting these fucking flimsy pieces of plastic that are definitely not stopping anything.
It's also like a prime example of how Japan is quite slow to adopt and then get rid of things. Like they were quite slow to adopt all these precautions.
Yeah.
Like it did actually take a while while we were here compared to the Western world. And then now that they're no longer necessary, or at least not as necessary, we're seeing that it also is way harder to get rid of something when people get accustomed to it in Japan. Like people, out of just pure comfort and having to deal with this every day, are being much more like reluctant to get rid of it and these systems. Because I don't know if people necessarily even like them here. I don't really understand, because a lot of people I've spoke to, given they're probably more foreign leaning, like in terms of mindset, they don't really like it, but also it's odd.
I think it's not so much a matter of liking it or disliking it. I think it's just a matter of, and I don't speak on behalf of all Japanese people, but I think the general consensus is kind of just like, well, there's nothing we can do about it. Like it or dislike it, we have to adhere to it, right? Yeah. So it's like, what can we do? I can say my opinion about this. It's not going to change anything.
Yeah, I honestly like don't know, because even pre-pandemic, Japan was one of the few countries that really embraced mask culture to begin with. You know, there would be people wearing masks even before the pandemic existed, and it was a normal thing to see in Japan. Was it as common? No, but there was already this mindset that was ingrained to be like, to take precautions, for sure. You know, wear a mask. And now, like after the pandemic, that's just exasperated that idea to the point where it's become more than just a precaution, but just become a habit.
I mean, Japan is still, you know, even before the pandemic, they were still taking like influenza shots every year.
Yeah.
Like no one outside of Japan takes influenza shots.
Oh, no, they do in America.
Oh, really?
Flu shots.
But is it like commonplace where it's like
I think they do it every year. Yeah.
Really?
I think it's other countries like at least in the UK and Australia. I don't think we do.
No, we don't.
But in America, they get flu shots every year.
Really?
Because we got like a message from our company that was like, hey, if you want your flu shot this year, you can come get it.
Oh.
And I was like, what? I've never had a flu shot.
No, I've never taken it. Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Like I've been fine.
Yeah.
But apparently in America, you get it every year.
Oh wow. Okay. I
didn't know that either until I was informed.
I think I've taken like flu shots when I was a kid or something like
probably
that.
as a kid.
Yeah, as a kid.
I'm not sure if it's common in the UK.
I've never heard of like normal healthy adults having it. I thought it was normally for elderly and then for younger people.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, the reason why we spoke about this so much because it is just genuinely interesting, and we're living it and seeing it change or the lack of change.
Yeah,
The gym stuff is annoying. I really wish, because they already, I don't know about your treadmills in your gym, but they've like constructed these like plastic like boxes, like they're like covers around the entire treadmill.
Oh,
like
really?
a phone box?
Like a it's like something you'd see out of like an infection movie.
Like a pod.
It's literally like they've built like a plastic pod from shower poles and plastic sheets.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
No, our one is literally just the one piece of flimsy plastic.
It's my gym is literally that, and then they make you wear a mask in it. And to be fair,
what the fuck?
like I said, most people I've seen half mask in, lower, maybe they're not doing it. And I've never seen anyone get told off for it. In my previous gym, this was like height of the pandemic, because you know sometimes, bro, you're fucking dying on that treadmill.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, bro, I need to gasp for air. So
Yeah.
you pull the thing down. One time I was on it going ham. This must have been like 2020. Dude like tapped me on the back and was like, dude, mask, put it up. And I was like, oh, okay, sorry. And then I was like, man, that sucks. I'm like, I can't keep running now. I gotta. It's like when you breathe in deeply, like the fucking cloth blocks.
Yeah.
It's like I think there's people who are like, dude, you can't breathe in this thing. That's bullshit. You can, but when you're running, all right, there is definitely an argument there.
Yeah.
When you're trying to get that amount of airflow.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the biggest reasons I stopped going to the gym was because it just wasn't enjoyable to
bro,
go
sucks
anymore.
with a mask on.
Yeah,
Sucks.
it was just like, especially me doing cardio with my asthma as well, with a mask on. I'm just like, it just stopped being like, it stopped feeling like I was making progress, and it just felt like I was torturing myself. And that was like a big reason why I just stopped going. And then I was like, I'll go when the mask mandate is lifted for the gym, and it just,
if it will ever, at this point.
It never did. So I was like,
it's weird that it's kind of kept on in the gym.
Yeah.
I've genuinely thought the gym would be one of the first places that they would stop doing it. Because like in Japanese schools and stuff, right? When they do exercise, they don't have to wear masks.
Yeah.
So I kind of thought, oh, okay, well that's like a government kind of.
And again, that's why it's so
entity.
annoying. It's like, be consistent with this shit.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're doing physical exercise, whether it's in a gym, whether it's in a schoolyard, whether it's fucking out on the street, you're just running along the sidewalk.
Yeah.
It's either mask on for everyone or mask on for no one.
Yeah, that's why I think, it's been kind of frustrating, because at least in other countries, US and the UK, it was kind of like on or off. It was like, we tell you to wear masks or you don't wear masks. Where in Japan, it's kind of like, here you do, here you don't do it here. You have to wear it for a moment here. Like the whole dance of like in Japan, let's say you're walking outside and you don't have to wear a mask outside. And then you can go inside, say a restaurant, you have to put your mask on for like 10 seconds. And then the moment you sit down.
As you're walking to the table.
And the moment you sit down, you're allowed to take your mask off.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, what is this? What?
Because we all know once you sit down, COVID's like, I'll wait.
COVID stops. COVID stops.
I'll wait till you finish your meal.
COVID stops for dinner. Everyone knows that. Yeah.
I'll wait till
I don't know. I don't get it. I don't think any of us are trying to come off as like complaining about like I think I'm happy to comply and wear a mask where it's happy to help and stop spread of it.
As long as rules are consistent.
Yeah, just be consistent.
Just have some goddamn consistency and make some fucking sense.
Yeah.
And let me run without a mask.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's why I've been trying to like cycle more, because I'm just like, dude, I'm so done being like doing exercise inside.
You've leveled up. You've gone from like indoor exercise to like now outdoor exercise, right?
But the one thing that's better about indoor exercising, it's way more convenient.
Yeah.
It's easier to keep track of. Let's say, if you're cycling, you kind of need to like make a route that comes back to your house.
Yeah.
Or wherever you are, right? It's kind of like, the gym's easy. You
Well,
can rock up, run the treadmill, lift a rock, leave.
Well, that's why I just do weights at the gym now. Like if I'm doing just like cardio stuff, I have a fucking indoor bike that in my house, so I'm on that.
Yeah, because we all did our health checkup recently, didn't we?
I haven't done it yet.
Wait, you haven't done it yet?
I missed my because I thought because like it wasn't my fault. Like on the fucking company Slack, it was like okay, Joey, your fucking one is on the 21st of November. And I'm like, all right, got it. Nailed it. Putting it in my calendar, put on both my calendars. And I'm like, all right, I got this day locked. All good.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, the night before, I was like, okay, I should probably open up the papers just to, double check I need what I need to bring for tomorrow. And I open it up and it's like, okay, so this is all your paperwork for your health schedule for the 20th of November. I'm like,
wait, so they messed up?
that's today. That was 3 hours ago.
Oh, no.
So I quickly rang them up and I was like, the fuck is this? I was supposed to go today. And they were like, oh yeah, I guess there was some kind of mix up, blah, blah, blah. So now I'm doing it like 3 days before Christmas.
Oh,
so I'm
wow.
like, that's good. At
Merry
least
Christmas.
it's before
Yeah.
Christmas,
Merry
not
Christmas.
after
Merry Christmas, Joey.
Merry Christmas. You have
Ultimate Christmas present.
your cholesterol is B. Merry Christmas.
I'll pray for a B in cholesterol, dude.
really?
I've been on the C train for like years.
For cholesterol?
Yeah, my cholesterol's bad.
Oh, damn.
I'm praying I get a better urine score this time. I don't know how I fucked up my urine. It's annoying because if you see like a C or D in urine, like you see a C or D in cholesterol, you're like, I know what I do.
Yeah, I know how to fix it.
I know how to fix this.
What is the urine thing testing? What is that testing?
Skill issues.
Like I genuinely don't know.
Your bladder's just built different.
Like I don't know what they're like. What are they testing for in the blood as well?
It's like acidity, I think, in terms of the urine.
What?
Maybe it's like acidity in the urine,
yeah.
right? Where it's like, and
It's
that
something to
and
your
that leads to
kidneys as
something
well.
to do with your kidneys and
Yeah.
your bladder and your whatever. But yeah, it's like at that point, it's like, dude, you drink more water than anyone. How do you have?
I don't know. Maybe I drink too much water. You know? My kidneys are like, yo, can we stop hydrating? Actually,
You
like,
also know, bro. It's genetics too. You can't. Your parents or your grandparents
course.
could have fucked you up.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Pretty
Yeah.
sure that's why my cholesterol's so high. Copious.